Today for my daily sketch, I am going to use color pencils to color the oranges. I am going to demonstrate a couple of techniques as we work. You will need a light red, regular red, orange, yellow orange. I have like a mustard yellow. Then I have a regular yellow, a peach, and a white. So these are the colors that I'm going to try to use to create the best oranges, including some of the shading areas. So if you don't have all of these colors, you can use your basic orange, a little bit of red, and some white and yellow. So the idea is that you experiment, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All of these have been sharpened. And I'm going to go ahead and use my eraser and take a little bit of the graphite off the picture. Just softening it up a little bit. I'm going to end up with some ghost lines. Don't erase it too heavily. I'm just going to erase a little bit, picking up some of the pencil, but I can still see very clearly what I've created before. So I'm just going to go ever so softly, because I don't want to lose all my detail. I just want to have less graphite to see it gives me a cleaner look. So this is one of the strategies I'm going to use today. If you have a kneaded eraser works even better. But I don't want to make this so technical that then you don't get to do it because you're afraid that you have to have all those special materials. So we're gonna lighten this up even more. Let's see. All right, so we have some nice ghost lines. Start with yellow, and then I'll work my way from there. So I'm gonna go around here, and I'm going right over. Okay, now that I have all of these done, I'm gonna use my white, and I'm gonna use something to create indentations. That means I'm gonna be pressing the little textures of the orange. Okay, and it goes in radial balance. That means it goes from the center out, and I'm making all these little marks, little dash, 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 dash. Okay, so all these little marks. And what's gonna happen is that later we are going to be adding some other color, and everywhere that I'm making these little marks, these are indentations, which means the color pencil that I use is not gonna go there, and it's gonna remain either white or yellow, and that's gonna help to create all that little bumpiness and texture that you have in the orange when you slice it. Okay, so it's important that you don't go random. You kind of have everything's coming from the center out, and you're pressing with the white. Same thing is gonna happen on this one. Little notches. And I know it's hard to see, but just kind of keep track of where you've been. You can do this, yes you can. And you'll see it's kind of magical later. So I'm creating all of these little marks by making those little notches. Okay, so I have all the notches here and there. I think I might do a little random. Continuing here with this. Oh, it's not too random. Okay, then let me see, what else do I need to do? That's gonna be good for now. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start working with my orange color. Okay, here we go. And I'm still holding my pencil on its side. And now I'm going kind of right here. Watch this. And there are the marks. Okay, now I'm using a little bit of red just to tone it up a little bit. All right, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna go back in here with more orange. And now it's time to get into this part of the orange. And I'm just following my drawing that I did. I have those nice ghost lines that guide me. And I'm turning my hand in such a way that I'm kind of like pulling. Doing my first layer nice and slow. And then go slowly right here and it comes in. And then I'm gonna go here and do this orange color. I'm pressing a little heavier, and then I'm almost doing little circles right here because I don't want to create marks. So my camera stopped recording for a minute and I wasn't able to record everything that I did over here, but I'm going to go ahead and recap and tell you what I did. I just went over here and did a little bit of yellow with my regular yellow. Then I went in with this other yellow, which is like caramel or like a darker yellow. You can see the difference. And I did very soft layers, and then I came back and did a third one. So I did first, second, third, all over here, okay? Then to create this part, I had to think about where's the light hitting this thing. So I realized that the light is hitting this way. So you see it's lighter on this side of the orange, and down here is tucked under. So I build my layers and over here, because that's the shady part of the orange. So I use two different kinds of orange. I use like a lighter orange and a darker orange, but I'm gonna tell you what I did first. First, I went over all of these with yellow like I did in this part. Then I used my white and I created some specks because that's the orange, the skin of the orange. So I just went in and did some little marks with the pencil over the yellow. Okay, it wasn't just pure white. And those indentations show like they did over here when you get that done. After I did that, I went with yellow a little bit more in all the areas that were lighter, where the light is hitting. Then I went in and did orange, and I built it little by little, like 3 or 4 different coats. Then I grabbed my lighter red. I have 2 different kinds of red. I got my lighter red and I went in on the shady parts, and I did a little bit of these building up like this, just on those areas like that. And here I build it. Then I went here and I built it, but only to a point. I didn't go all the way through, okay? At the very end, what I did is that I grabbed my pencil, my red one, and I just went over here and I kind of went over the lines just a little bit more, ever so carefully, right? To emphasize the edge. And then I went right here and I created like heavier contrast between here and there, and that means that I have something dark next to something light and it makes the lighter pop. Then right here I try to do the same thing, and I just went like this, and right here same thing, and went like this. And this time I'm holding the pencil like this, but I'm trying to create little circles, not making marks. Actually, I'm like in a little bit of a slant and getting the edge of the shape just nice and red, but not making a super heavy mark like when sometimes we use crayons, we make like a heavy mark. You gotta use a little finesse here and just go very carefully and do like a gentle red mark, and that pops the fruit. It makes it stand out. Then the complementary of orange is blue, so I got like a lighter blue, and I made my horizon line and my horizon line, and then I lifted at that. If you want, you can do a little bit of color back here. It's up to you. I might do just like a little bit. You don't have to. I was gonna leave it blank, but since I'm here doing this, might as well. Just a little hint, very subtle, nothing major. And you see, I'm letting some of the lines show, but I'm still holding the pencil way back and on its side, so I can control how heavy this line is going to be, and I'm trying to avoid going into the orange with it. I'm just making it like this, not too heavy looking. I like these diagonals. Diagonals are dynamic diagonals, and they add interest. Look there. Very nice. That makes it pop just a little, not too much, but now you can see like the background, middle ground, foreground. You have your layers of overlapping, and here's your radial balance coming out, and this in front of that, and then this in front of that. It's overlapping, and that's the way we do the oranges. I hope you have fun.